two things that women will never tell you. The first thing is that women like arrogant men. They like when a man is kind of cocky, arrogant in a way. He's super confident in himself. He doesn't care, etc. Because arrogance is sexy. It feels like, he's superior in a way. And as much as, feminists, etc., they want to make you believe that they want their equal. At the end of the day, like, women, they don't want to date down. They want to date up. So you need to kind of be superior to them in a way. The second thing is women love dominant guys. Like, why do you think, 50 Shades of Grey has been a bestseller for women for more than 3 years almost? Because it's, a book about a dominant man, in charge of everything, etc. And it's super sexy for women. So they love dominant guys. They don't want like a cookie cutter, super emotional guy who's not dominant, etc., who's gonna ask them for permission. They want a guy who's dominant.
Did you know this? Number 1, mystery. Women love figuring things out about you. Being mysterious, keeping that mystery is going to keep your lady intrigued. Number 2, adventures. Girls love to be on adventures with new guys. Make her experience things she's never done. Things you've never done. You gotta make your relationship about the great experiences you have together. Number 3, and this is the most important. Distance. Yes, she likes you, but I don't think she signed up for a bodyguard. She doesn't need you to be beside her 24/7. Give her distance before she asks for it.
What is happening, folks? Welcome to the video. Today we will investigate the female cerebrum, and we will inform you concerning a couple of things that essentially every young lady sees as incredibly alluring. However, they could never instruct you to do these things. Number 1, you ought to constantly take the forceful course. My closest companion was recounting this person that she recently met. She was really amped up for spending time with him. However, they messaged this way and he never requested that she hang out, which she believed was a very frail move. She then lost total interest. A ton of times, folks fear being too forceful, and it's like it will switch the young lady off. It's amusing in light of the fact that back when I battled with young ladies, that generally got me into these circumstances where there were two distinct choices. Perhaps in the event that I saw a young lady at the exercise center, the principal choice would be, let me visit her up a couple of times and afterward perhaps I'll ask her out in half a month. The subsequent choice would be, no, I'm about to inquire as to whether she needs to drape out right now to see what occurs. Perhaps I have a young lady once again to my condo, and we were having a glass of wine or something. I could either converse with her, give her space since I didn't make her vibe self-conscious, or I could simply go the forceful course and choose to take action at the present time. The second, that I at long last fabricated genuine certainty with young ladies, is the point at which I understood that I just consistently need to take the forceful choice, since while you're avoiding any and all risks constantly, you're playing a psychic game with yourself, and you're dependably going to wind up lamenting that choice. Keep away from the, if I took action, it would have worked. Assuming you go with the forceful decision like clockwork, as a matter of some importance, it will figure out much more frequently than you naturally suspect, since young ladies view that as appealing, and surprisingly, the couple of times it doesn't end up working, you are never under any circumstance going to think back and second, surmise that choice. I can't let you know the number of companions that have let me know that they've lost interest in folks since they're excessively sure, yet there has never been a period we discussed a person being excessively forceful with a young lady. It doesn't make any difference on the off chance that you're simply going out to the dog park, or the exercise center, or your aged mother's home. You generally need to ensure you're looking new and sleek in light of the fact that no one can really tell who you will run into. Number 2, you need to make her stand by. There isn't anything more terrible than bad intimacy. I'm talking as a matter of fact here. When you're not awful with somebody, the possibilities of seeing them again decline by 78.4%. It's not working out. The truth here is that it falls on the man's liability 100% to ensure this doesn't occur. Young ladies would rather not feel manly in bed, so they maintain that the man should assume command. The greatest slip-up I used to make when I began having room fun was that I got into like robot mode, where I'd kiss a young lady and afterward, I'd make things off-kilter. I only sort of surged from one stage to another. I didn't appreciate it, and it's absolutely impossible that the young lady was getting a charge out of it by the same token. For ladies, it's to a greater extent something mental as opposed to it is an integrative actual thing. The more you delay down and take as much time as is needed, the more turned on she will be and the better it will be for both of you. On the off chance that you're somebody who's been battling with this, here's my best exhortation to you. Take as much time as necessary with the pre-intimacy. You need to require no less than 5 or 10 minutes contacting one another. Switch back and forth between contacting, going down on one another, and keeping in mind that you're shifting back and forth between these things. Converse with her a tad. This can be just about as straightforward as making dirty statements. Taking as much time as is needed with her causes it to appear as though you're very sure and you understand what you're doing. It makes you seem to be a genius. Number 3, looks to matter. Of late in virtual entertainment and mainstream society, there's been a ton of body inspiration and acknowledgement developments, and you have many individuals letting you know that not outwardly matters, it's what you have within. All you want to do is simply act naturally, and afterward young ladies will like you. I've clearly seen dating mentors saying fundamentally exactly the same thing. I wish this was valid in light of the fact that it would make life such a great deal simpler. However, it isn't reality. Back in my mid-20s, I couldn't have cared less about what I looked like. I was in every case fairly athletic in light of the fact that I played b-ball. However, I never lifted weights. I couldn't have cared less about style. I used to cut my own hair. As a result of it, I stood out enough to be noticed from young ladies. And in those days, I needed to invest some part more energy like to young ladies that weren't quite as appealing as I needed. That being said, in the event that you are not content with your body at this moment, that doesn't mean you ought to be deterred or regret yourself. Utilize this as inspiration to go to the exercise center and have a better way of life. You certainly ought not be embarrassed about yourself or ridicule individuals who aren't in shape. The point here is that assuming that you center around only a couple of straightforward things, you can totally change what you look like. Assuming you saw the most typical young lady strolling by in the city, you probably won't respect her. Yet assuming that young lady spent the following year in the exercise center, out of nowhere, she goes from a young lady you didn't actually notice to a young lady that you like. You need to go converse with her now. There are such countless remarks saying, "I'm not attractive, I'm never going to get the young lady," and such stuff. However, that is false. You can continuously improve and change yourself. That being said, we will wrap this video up here. The bring back home point today is it's for the most part better to be forceful and to gain from your mix-ups on the grounds that just is a rule prompts really wavering, and afterward you never go anyplace. I value you offer this video a go-ahead. Assuming you're new to the channel, click subscribe and turn on notifications. See you in the following video. Stay on beast mode.